Tracking coronavirus tonight, students in Knox County schools are going into the third week, whether it's back in the classroom or online. Things look different. That's obvious. But what isn't is how younger students are reacting to these changes. Today, I checked in with a family we first met 2 months ago. At that point, out of school for nearly 5 months. They have 3 elementary students here in Knox County, and like many families, they're not shying away from those tough conversations. You can learn a lot without being in a classroom. Today's lesson, how to outsmart your older brother and sister. The pandemic forced break from March to August meant there's been a lot of out-of-classroom learning moments for the Napper family.
We waited a couple days to really kind of ask them, like, how does that feel? When can you take them off? And they wear their masks all day long. The only time they take them off is at lunch and when they're at recess.
Sending Joel and Cameron back to North Shore Elementary and Braden to Christian Academy Knoxville, a learning curve.
We second-guessed ourselves, I don't even know how many times, of, is this the right decision? Should they be going back in person? Should they be virtual?
Back in July, when we first met Christy, she said tough talks were part of their new normal. 2 months later, back in school for a few weeks with masks and social distancing as part of the everyday, the tough talks continue.
I think it was harder on us the first day to drop them off and see everyone in masks. It just, even though we'd been wearing masks for months, they hadn't been out a whole lot, and so it was kind of surreal.
All the learning, not just for the kids, but instead what we can all learn from them.
I, of course, was upset. It was a stressful morning, and our oldest one, the 5th grader, said, you know what my teacher said yesterday, if you step back and look at the whole world and think about our problems, they really don't matter. And so it was a neat point very early in the school year to be put in place by your 11-year-old son.
The lesson for mom and dad, we've got this.
It doesn't really feel like, at least for me, the elementary school that I remember, they just sort of got out of the car, let them take their temperature, and walked right in.
This is the stuff that isn't in the homework, like explaining to 5-year-old Braden, who had to self-isolate because of a possible exposure, why.
That was tough. He thought he was in trouble, and man, you're not in trouble. We just can't go anywhere.
That lesson, mom and dad think, set their more grown-up than they thought kids up for success when school started.
Kids just, I think, believe that 2020 just sort of just is what it is. And I think they believe that it'll change and get better.
Absolutely. Good advice for all of us. The Nappers say getting back in this routine, though, hasn't always been easy, and they admit that having access to internet and electronics is a blessing and improves their experience. They say if classes have to go online for them, the kids will miss their friends, but they're more than prepared than they were in March.